All right. So you maybe have heard about like how RFK is kind of, I don't even know what is the department or the, I don't even know. I don't know how the government structure, whatever, the head of Department of Health or whatever he is. So he's trying to come in, and I think it's good that he's trying to crack down, and hopefully we can get healthy because it should start, and it's not going to start. The government's not going to be able to do anything. It's really going to start once big companies like all these food companies, these food corporations, they really run the stuff, so they're the ones in control. But I mean, maybe it will help that he can come in and crack down and hold these companies to getting all this crap out of food. But when it's coming, he's banning what it was, it Red 5 or whatever the dye was. And it's like, we're so focused on that, taking crap out of crap, that we're not focused on the real issue. And that's the habits, the behaviors, the poor food choices that people are making. When we're taking crap out of crap food, so like what is this dyes and what candies and cereals and stuff like that. That's the issue itself. Is we're relying on candies and cereals and all these ultra processed things. That's the problem. It's if we just people go to that, they choose that first rather than the simple solution. Let's eat better food. Let's eat real food, whole nutrients, real food. And rather than focusing on taking all this, yes, this stuff is bad, probably pretty bad if it's stuff that's not these dyes and these additives and all this other stuff that's meant for like engines and oil and like all this. I don't even. I got to do more research on it, but the stuff that's not meant to be eaten, and is putting in this food to make it last longer and stuff like that, and that's the problem. These aren't real foods. These are all this ultra processed stuff that we don't need to eat in the first place. And we wonder why we're so fat and obese and overweight and out of shape and injured and sick. It's because of the choices we make. Rather than worrying about the minuscule small things like all this stuff that's in the ultra processed food, let's work on promoting good food, real food, and doing a better job of educating people and showing our kids, getting this stuff into schools and things like that, where we're getting them whole nutrient dense foods, the foods from earth and the foods from animals, because that's what humans will thrive on, is eating that stuff. Your fruits, your vegetables, your nuts and seeds, your meats, your fish, your eggs, your dairy, your all this stuff that doesn't. It's basically one thing. It's not a bunch of weird chemicals and ingredients that you don't know what it is. But we're putting the cart before the horse and trying to just ban this stuff when you still take that stuff out. It's still a crappy food. It's still that candy bar or that sugary cereal that's junk. And I'm not saying sugar is bad, because sugar is vilified too, when sugar is a fuel source for people. But it's the types of sugar we're eating. It's not, look at fruit, there's sugar in there. So what are you talking about? Honey, maple syrup, real maple syrup, those are good. So again, these we're focusing on the wrong things, I think. And yes, you can make better cereals and candy bars and whatever, but it's still going to be pretty junky in terms of nutrition value. And I think we'd be better off, like I try to do, is promote and show and set a good example of eating good quality real foods, rather than worrying about, oh, let's try and make this crappy food a little less crappy. So we're taking a dye out and it's still a bunch of crap in it. Like what? Like I don't know, but but yeah, I think it would be good to hold these food companies accountable and have them try and force them. I guess you can't force them because they run everything, um, but I think it's up to the consumers, us citizens, as people, to buy real food. But we think this ultra processed food is cheaper and things like that. It's not. It's more expensive because you're gonna eat it. You're not gonna be full, and then you're gonna want more, and you craving more, and all this stuff because then your gut gets used to it, and you're gonna keep craving and craving, craving it. Whereas if you just start eating good food, then you're gonna start craving that, and you're not gonna be able to eat as much because it's got nutrients in it, the fiber, the protein, the vitamins, the minerals that are gonna fill you up and have you feeling full, and it's gonna fuel you. But again, food is not just fuel. You can eat whatever you want. Food is tradition. It's social. It's um, emotional. It's all these different aspects play into food. Food is what you eat is more psychological, I think, than a lot of things. And people are going to tell you that. They just tell you it's calories in versus calories out, which is not. Uh, so, um, but again, I think it's good that RFK and hopefully wants to make it healthier. But I mean, look at Trump. Trump's not healthy. He's a fat old geezerly looking dude. But I think too long like we don't promote health, and it should be on the forefront of promoting health, but doing it I think the right way and focusing on what we can do rather than the minuscule things of these dyes. And yes, this stuff is bad, but we know it's bad. We just need to use common sense. People just don't use common sense. Uh, when you look on the back of a box and it has 75 ingredients on a cereal or whatever, and then you look at Canada or whatever, they compare it to like Canada's what Fruit Loops are different. Or I saw Aldi do a thing where they were bragging about how they took the dyes out of their Fruit Loops or whatever their Fruity Loop or whatever their cereal's called, but it's still crappy food. It's not. Yes, it has. They took out this one crappy ingredient, but there's still a bunch of other crap in there. So it's like, are we really doing anything to make it that much better? Or are we just no? It's not. It's instead of focusing on let's promote eating good quality food and showing and teaching people what that is. But the weird thing is, we all know what that is. You know what you should be eating. You just don't. It's just like you should be exercising. You just don't because you don't want to. You know you need to be sleeping, but you don't. It's common sense. And we too often times we try to the major and the minor things, and I think that's what they're doing here is majoring in the minor things is these ingredients and stuff that are yes they're probably poisonous and not bad or not good for us, but we know that. I mean, I'm giving people the benefit of the doubt that most people are smart enough and have enough common sense to know that. It's just we don't use that. We too often we rely in our focus on just eating the crap, and that's all we eat because that's boom right in the front. TV ads, driving down the street, billboards, go to the grocery stores. Oh, it's right in front of us all the time. So, and it's these big food companies that run everything: Coca-Cola, Pepsi, General Mills. I don't know, some of those probably are the same, but again, they run all the stuff, so they put their crap on the shelves. Whereas, you know that apple is going to be better off than that donut. That steak is going to be better than that cereal. Those eggs are going to make a better breakfast choice than that sugary bagel or whatever it is. So, but you know that. At least I hope you do. I hope you have the common sense and the smarts to know that. Now it's just about doing it. And a lot of times it's not just it's not just discipline or determination. It's again, like I mentioned before, psychological. It's something these learned behaviors that we've had growing up, and it's changed. Like go from having family meals to home cooked meals to eating out all the time and being in such a rush that we're always in fast food and reaching for the quickest, crappiest option we can. But again, it's common sense, and I think, I mean, yes, do I think it's good that they're hopefully looking to, the government's hopefully looking to do something about the stuff? Yeah, but again, let's do a better job of majoring in the majors, in hitting the big rocks, the good quality foods, rather than focusing on these tiny little details that of making crappy foods less crappy. Let's just promote good quality foods instead, and get more of that on the shelves and into people's lives and in schools and in things like that. So just kind of a rambling, venting on that. But again, that's what my thoughts on that. Thanks for watching. Let me know your thoughts below. And let's be athletic for life, guys. We'll talk again soon.